If you're looking to invest in Apple's latest iPhone model, it may take you a while to get it. Well, the basic model of the iPhone 15 taking nearly twice as long to get to customers as the iPhone 14, according to Counterpoint Research, showing that demand for the upgraded device is still high here. Now, you're taking a look at the suite of products, at least for the iPhone here, of course, the lion's share revenue producer for the company. And it's remarkable, I think, for the fanfare that continues to get spun around the iPhone 15, and especially that top-end side, where the larger question was, are consumers going to be willing to pay for that top end? Now, we should note that anytime that there is a new model that's announced, there are typically a wave of purchasers in that first tranche that are looked at as some of the diehard will get the top end just to be able to say that they were in that first wave of the experience. So perhaps the longer tail could be more important to stay tuned and focused on here as well here.
Yeah, Brad, I mean, it was pretty remarkable seeing all the video and the pictures from the lines, people lining up to be one of the first ones to get their hands on the 15 model. There certainly has been a lot of hype going into this release. Lots of questions about what demand was going to look like. So if you base it off the activity that we saw at stores and also this report here that we're talking about, clearly it looks like demand is there, at least for now. But questions about whether or not that's going to be enough in order to keep Apple or get Apple back on that upward trajectory that we saw during the first several months of the year. Over the last 3 months, shares are off just about 6%. Year to date, though, they're still up about 34%. So we talk about this higher for longer rate environment, what that could potentially mean to some of these larger cap tech names. We know higher rates, obviously a big risk there for those names. Absent of a real other catalyst outside of this new lineup when it comes to Apple. So there's a lot riding on these sales numbers, what we're going to see over the next 2 months, 3 months into the holiday season, and whether that's enough to turn around Apple's momentum and really get it back on track when we talk about the significant gains that shares have made since the start of the year.
Yeah, the context coming into this cycle, especially for Apple and for the smartphone shipments overall, IDC had projected that this was forecasted to decline by 4.7% year over year in 2023 to about 1.15 billion units. That would be the lowest volume in a decade. So that's kind of the backdrop, the context that we're coming to you with on this. However, it's a downward revision as well from the previous forecast of down by 3.2% there. So that really driven by a weaker economic outlook, which is why we bring all of this into the full kind of breadth of the conversation here. But from an OS perspective, IDC also expects iOS shipments to see 1.1% growth in 2023. That would be an all-time high share of 19.9% as iOS continues to be more resilient to macro challenges than Android here. So that's something to look at. Also, the regionality of this, something to keep in mind here as we think about India and China as their market entry plays in India certainly have caught the attention here as of right now. And we'll see if that has a longer kind of tail cycle to that as well.
Yeah.
But the Apple story here on the day.